your son. Let's talk a little bit about the case. Mr. Dunn says he had a concealed weapons permit. He took, we know, the gun out of the glove compartment, fired 8 shots into the car, and his attorney, first attorney, he's now swapped attorney, said that they might focus on the stand your ground law. And Mr. Phillips, you can jump in if you feel like it's a question that needs to go to you. Here's what the first attorney has said about what happened that night. Let's play that.
Kill that mother. That mother dead. You dead. And he sees that much of a shotgun coming up over the rim of the SUV, which is up higher than his Jetta. And it's all he sees are heavily tinted front windows that are up and the back windows that are down, and the car has at least 4 black men in it. And he doesn't know how old anybody is. He doesn't know anything, but he knows a shotgun when he sees one.
So that's her explanation of what happened. Is this case about race? Is this case about loud music? What is this case really about, do you think?
It's about loud music also, and it's also about anger, about having a concealed weapon in your car, knowing you have it, and you feel bold enough to use it because you're being shielded in the state of Florida. They tell you if you have a concealed weapon, these are some of the things you can do. If you feel that you're threatened in any way, then you're allowed to use your weapon. And so he was angry, and he heard loud music. Of course, you got 17-year-olds. They don't do what you say if you're in a public place, you know. You're not their parent. And he decided that, well, you know what? If you don't turn the music down, I'm just going to take my weapon out and shoot at the car at least 8 times at the car in a gas station.
The stand your ground law says that you're justified to use deadly force if you reasonably believe that such force is necessary to prevent imminent death or great bodily harm to yourself, is what the law says. You were going to say.
I was just going to say, if it is about race for Mr. Dunn, he's the only one that knows that. We're not going to use that because that doesn't justify anything that has happened for Jordan. It doesn't justify anything that has happened for Trayvon Martin. It doesn't justify anything that happens for anyone else that falls victim under this law. It just doesn't. So he's the only one who understands and knows where he was and what was in his heart at that time, and he has to deal with it.
Did you worry about Jordan when the Trayvon Martin case happened? I've had so many parents say to me, you know, oh my God, that could have been my kid.
Right.
Absolutely, you think about that all the time. Right. And as we've said before, you know, as your children grow up and go on, you have to give them freedom, you have to give them a chance, an opportunity to be who they are, and they start making friends and, you know, doing things. And, you know, there's always that undercurrent, always a little bit of that fear, you know, that you're concerned because you can't be there with them. You can't hold their hand anymore. You've trained them and you've done everything that you can do, but they do have to go out in the world. You know, so you do your best that you can to protect them. But
so that I just like to really say that I just want the community, the world, America to know that when you allow people under this shield to stand your ground, you're putting in jeopardy your kids that have nothing to do with the 2 people that are facing each other. You have people, the kids are playing hopscotch, the kids are jumping rope, the kids are riding bikes, you know, your nephew, your niece, and if 2 people decide to draw down on each other, they're going to hit anything that's in the way. You know, so America has to know that it's not just the 2 people involved, it's the people that have nothing to do with the 10-year-old kid, the 10-year-old girl, somebody's niece, somebody's daughter, that happen to be playing near the 2 people that decide to draw on each other.
It's unclear if he's going to, in fact, use the stand your ground law. The second attorney that has now come in has not indicated that either way, but what would you like to see for him?
The problem with the stand your ground laws is based upon a reasonable person standard, and the only witness to the reasonable person, whether that person was being reasonable, was now killed in every one of these cases, and that's a major problem.
What would you like to see happen? Mr. Dunn, he goes to court on Monday. Arraignment.
Well, we have actually already begun to fight against the stand your ground laws. We've started www.walkwithjordan.com, and on that site you can go and sign the federal petition to go to Washington. We're going to Washington to make amends to the federal stand your ground laws. We have to do it federally because then that mandates all the states to take a look at this, not just the state of Florida. So we've already begun that walk. www.walkwithjordan.com, and everyone there can sign the federal petition. We only need 25,000 signatures by the end of this month for Washington to take